saw it. So let it rip.
Okay. All right. So these are unorganized thoughts because I haven't put my video together for The Flash because I see movies so people don't have to. I'm going to start out with this. I'm not bearing the lead. Don't see this film. It's friggin' terrible. This actually I bury this film underneath Elementals. Right. I actually think that they were competing neck and neck until we got to the end. And then I snuck The Flash right underneath that. If you're going to put this on a scale of 1 to 10, this might be a 4, but probably not. It's like a 3.9. So it sits like right under there under just sniffing the butt of Elementals. And let me tell you, there's a lot of butt sniffing in this film. I didn't enjoy one single frame of the film. The opportunities that they had to make a good film were there. There were lots of pieces that you could have enjoyed. There was about the first 2 minutes that you were like hopeful, and that was it. I can tell you that I was sick and tired of all the different time travel paths forward and backward. I knew this thing was going to be a convoluted mess from the very beginning. As Frank Gore would say, the leaks were true, all of it, and it's just that bad. Last night I used a lot more colorful language, but because this is likely to be clipped, I will avoid doing so. But having multiple Barrys just remind you how annoying Ezra Miller's Barry was. He was multiply annoying, and to the point where you actually will end up with 3 levels of annoyance in this film at a certain point. And it's at the end, which means now you're really angry at the film because they gave you 3 things you did not want any of to begin with. The Ezra Miller movie, right, had an Ezra Miller problem. It could have been done much better if they'd have brought in somebody else to play his character, or during the path of going to and from forward and backward in time, he became Grant Gustin, or somebody else that would have been at least marginally tolerable in the role. They play him up as being socially awkward and all of these other things. And as Andre and Tom have clearly indicated, he's able to carry on conversations with people that he is close to or considers friends, like Aquaman and Batman and many others. Look, there were some ideas here, but it wasn't Flashpoint. If this is only tangentially related to Flashpoint, as Superman is tangentially related to Brewster's Millions, and if you know those two films, you understand what I'm saying. Ultimately, there was a whole lot of not making sense in here, and that just go into that. If you decide to watch this film, understand nothing is going to make sense from beginning to end. And then the ultimate ending was an insult because it gave us the least qualified Batman at the very end of the film. And if you're looking forward to a Wonder Woman cameo, she's there for all of 3 minutes. And of course, she immediately emasculates the men with the lasso of truth. So
it's not 3 minutes.
It's
less than 3 minutes, I'd say, Culture.
Okay. Well,
more like a minute and a half.
I'm stretching the whole scene.
Yeah.
But
that actually
you're
makes
right.
it worse because she was able to emasculate the men, including Batman, in a minute and a half.
Yeah, it was. Look, it was beyond frustrating, and that part's right at the beginning of the film. So my varying level of frustration as this film went on was growing, and then we started to reach exponential factors along the way. And mind you, I went with somebody who's very well informed about this particular story, or what this story should have been, Flashpoint, but they discarded it all in favor of a lot of other stuff that never was in there. And Tom, to his credit, was 100% right. We've got Batman v Superman, or Man of Steel at various points. The version of what you would want to call Superwoman, believe it or not, she was the least offensive character in this entire thing, absent obviously the Batman performance from Michael Keaton.
You mean her cameo?
Well, yeah, I mean, she, to be fair, I think she was a pretty good character and representation of that character. But the nicest thing that I think I got to see was Michael Keaton, and he can't even save this. And I'm done. Rant over. I just, you know what? Save your money. Save your money this weekend. This weekend is not for you. Okay. They made a bunch of films that are not for you, and they put them all out there at the same time. Okay.
Look,
I have one more question. Going back
Yeah.
to the super chat to start this, what do you feel about the micro baby?
Dude, okay, the CGI. Oh my gosh, thank you. The CGI is so god awful in here. And yeah, micro baby, the microwave baby, and that's a real thing, folks. A, didn't look real, but B, was patently a problem. Okay, putting a baby in a microwave sends the wrong message, and to say the least. But look, the whole thing when it comes to the CGI here, and it's a problem throughout. The only thing that looks good, and this is how bad this film was Ezra Miller running, which he can't do. So every other aspect of it, even the moments where they had to CGI Michael Keaton's Batman, looked unreal, stretched. You are incapable of suspending disbelief for this.
They put a baby in a microwave.
yes.
There's not even a button for that.
I know.
No.
Like potato.
I know. You're right. Gentle bundle is not a button that's on microwave.
Oh, wow.
Now, look, there is context that would lend itself to trying to explain putting a baby in a microwave.
It matter because Script Doctor pointed out brilliantly last night, and he didn't say the first part, but he said the last part. I'm putting these two things together. I can't believe they put so much thought into the electrical and centrifugal force of the time, how he moves around with the speed force,
Right.
but they don't think about how actual physics work. Right. Like Script was pointing out, every time he jumps on something, that would send that thing like a projectile bullet into the ground.
No, listen, because of CGI, everyone has lost sight of physics. That's my biggest complaint. One of my biggest complaints of the Strange New Worlds episode 1, season 2, is that these massive starships, I don't care whether they have inertial dampeners. They're not tiny starfighters. They have a massive amount of mass. You can't throw them around, planets and rocks and things. Like, it just drives me nuts.
I do have a feeling that this scene of him putting a baby into a microwave to shield the baby from the falling rubble of the building that's collapsing around said baby probably would annoy you more than Star Trek. Also, I have to address the single worst defense for any movie there is. Let's see if I can get this comment here. Let's see. I just have to. Where the house?
I'm frustrated.
The chat stream spy.
While you're looking for that, I did have a point I wanted to bounce off of Cultures real quick. He's right. Save your money. In fact, I got news flash for you. Michael Keaton already returned as Batman. It's called Batman Returns. just watch that instead. Yeah, it's a much better film. Yeah, much better film.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, and Catwoman in that is very talented.
Meow.
Best Catwoman ever.
She is the best Catwoman in the But anyway, what, did you find your comment, Andre?
No, not yet. I just want to. Well, okay, so I won't be able to highlight it. I just want to say what it is. Like, need defense that it's just a movie. That is no excuse for this kind of sloppiness, because even if you are making a comic book movie and stuff like that, you have to try to make an actual movie out of it, by which I mean something that stands on its own, that is internally consistent, that abides by the rules of physics, at least with the movie's own rules of physics, and ideally has much more themes and messages baked into it, like any proper work of art should have, which is what movies should be. It's just a movie is a bad excuse. That is no reason to hold anything with this kind of price tag to any kind of reduced standard, because it's just a movie. No, it's not just a movie. This is a $300-400 million investment. That's what it is. And in order for that expense to be justified, it has to be more than just a movie. It has to be a movie that will be talked about in the best kind of sense for years to come. Not by giving us a new version of Nuke the Fridge.
Yeah, as the chat is now dubbing that bit. Culture, since you're going to be leaving us soon, any other thoughts on the Flash film that you wanted to get into before you had to exit?
So you're telling me to go see it?
No.
Yeah, go see it twice, actually.
So many missed opportunities here. Zod was wasted. You can understand why Michael Shannon came out and said as much during the,
I don't even know
recent
why I'm
press.
in this movie.
Yeah. I don't know why he's in this movie. I don't know why anybody's in this movie.
Well, I compared this third act to BVS.
Yeah, and here's the weirdest thing, right? I mean, theoretically, had anybody been thinking, the Flash could have killed all of the Kryptonians very easily by just vibrating his hand in there and tearing their heart out. Oh, Kalima.
Right.
And that would have been it. But that's not what happened.
That's what I was thinking too when he did it in that one shot. I'm like, why don't you just keep doing that now?
Yeah, I mean, seriously, just go around, tear out their hearts, and throw them at them.
All you have to do is actually phase your hand in, grab their heart for a few seconds, and cause cardiac arrest.
That's actually a really, really good point. I mean, go straight for the myocarditis. That would have been brilliant. Because, then you have two ways of killing them. Yeah. We saw that in Man of Steel. Like, my issue with that wasn't Superman breaking the neck of Zod. No. My issue was that as soon that he realized that, the moment their helmet is broken, they'll spend a moment dazed and confused as they get accustomed to the new surroundings. Those seconds is the window he had to break the neck of every last motherfucking Kryptonian. Yep. That's what he should have done. The problem wasn't that he broke Zod's neck, it was that he didn't break the neck of everyone else. That's what he needed to do.
Didn't take advantage of the situation. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's the same thing here. Yeah, you're right. I hadn't considered that. But yeah, the Flash, he should have totally gone Kalima on every single one of the Kryptonians. I would have solved the problem too. Why didn't he do that? Instead, he basically spent the rest of his existence running in circles, becoming old and gray, failing to tear their hearts out. And that's the final point that I wanted to raise with you. So I'm just going to fast forward to that before you have to leave here.
This clip was taken from Midnight's Edge in the Morning, which streams live every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on the Midnight's Edge main channel. There you can send in your live questions and comments before clips and full stream replays are uploaded to Midnight's Edge live archives. We are also on Twitter, Rumble, Odyssey and Facebook, so smash that like, help share, subscribe and join us.